Hello guys, and welcome to another edition of South Florida Investment. Today, we're going to talk about the new tax code that was placed into law at the end of 2017 by President Donald Trump, and how this new tax code are going to affect the real estate industry. I understand right now it might be very confused for you because you hear a lot of things out there. Oh, it is going to affect the real estate industry, the prices are going to start coming down, and we don't want to exaggerate about this. So right now I'm going to give you the three major proposed changes and what actually really happened and how these changes are going to affect the real estate industry. I think the affection is going to be very small and it's going to be all into certain type of properties. So let's talk about the major proposed changes. The first proposed change was the changing of the requirement for the exclusion of the gain on the sale of a principal resident. As you already know, if you live on your principal residence for 2 consecutive years out of the last 5 years, if you sell that property, you will not have to pay taxes on the profit that you make out of that property, up to $250,000 on profit or $500,000 for married couple. They want to change the amount of time that you have to stay on your property. That was one of the proposed changes, and we're going to go into that a little bit later on in this video. The second proposed change is the reduction on the limit of the mortgage interest deduction, meaning that you know that the interest rate that you pay every year on your mortgage, you're able to deduct that interest rate on your personal taxes. But now, the mortgage loan amount needs to be $1 million or less. They want to reduce the maximum loan amount for that mortgage. That's the other proposed change. And the third proposed change is they want to eliminate SALT. SALT is the local law that allows you to deduct the taxes that you pay to the local government, meaning that your real estate taxes, you can actually, whatever you pay on your real estate taxes for your property, you can deduct that on your personal taxes. That is the one to eliminate that law. Those are the three proposed changes. Now we're going to explain it one by one. We're going to start by number 1, the exclusion of the gain of the sale on your principal residence. The original proposal said that now, instead of having to live 2 consecutive years out of the last 5 years, the proposal was that they wanted you to live 5 consecutive years out of the last 8 years. Okay, instead of 2 out of the 5, they want you to live 5 out of the 8 in order for you to be able not to pay taxes on the sale of that property. Now, what really actually happened, the new tax code says that they reject that proposal, so meaning that today's date is still the same. So you only have to pay taxes, you will be able to deduct your taxes if you live in that property 2 consecutive years out of the last 5 years. The proposals was rejected. So this one is not going to have any affections on the real estate industry because nothing changed. Now, let's pay attention very close to this one. The mortgage interest rate deduction. The original proposal said that they want to reduce the maximum loan amount from $1 million to $500,000. Now, they came to a conclusion that they're not going to reduce it to $500,000. They're only going to reduce it to $750,000. So pay attention to this. This only applies to new loans that were taken out or that will be taken out after December 14, 2017. So if you had a loan up to $1 million from before, this law does not apply to you unless you refinance. That would be a new loan. This only applies to new loans, buyers and homeowners that are refinancing. So now the loan amount, instead of being up to $1 million that you can deduct your interest rate that you pay every year, it will be up to $750,000. Now, how is this going to affect the real estate industry? Pretty much, guys, assuming new buyers that are buying property between $950,000 and $1.3 million, assuming they're putting a 25% down. So pretty much it's going to affect the properties that are out there for sale that are between that price range, $950,000 and $1.3 million. And now, I think, in my personal opinion, that it's only going to affect those properties for a couple of months. People need to get used to this law. but in my opinion, I deal with a lot of these buyers that are looking for properties in this price range. And believe me, these buyers, the primary reason that they buy in the property is not because they want to deduct the interest rate that they pay. They want to deduct it into a personal taxes. Buyers that are looking for this type of properties do not care about this. If they're not able to deduct the taxes that they pay on their loans, they don't care. They still will buy the property. Okay, so I think it's made effective for the next 2, 3, or for the next 6 months, but eventually buyers will get used to this. It was a very small reduction. The maximum loan amount was $1 million. Now it's $750,000. And most of the people that are looking for this property, they do not looking for the property because they want to deduct the interest rate out of their own taxes. So I don't think it's going to have a major change. And number 3 is that the original proposal, the state law on taxes solved, the original proposal say they want to eliminate it. They don't want it anymore. I mean, you pay your real estate taxes, okay, that's fine to the local government, but you cannot deduct those taxes out of your personal taxes. So they want to eliminate that tax. Good news for us is that it was not eliminated, but they put a cap on it. Now, you can only deduct up to $10,000. All to $10,000 that you pay to the local government, meaning real estate taxes of your property, you can only deduct up to $10,000. So let's say you are paying $13,000 a year in real estate taxes, you only will be able to deduct up to $10,000. And what effect is going to have into the real estate industry? Guys, I think the same as before. People that are buying properties that pay more than $10,000, more than $12,000, more than $13,000, they do not care about having to being able to deduct those taxes out of the property. That is not the main reason. That would not stop a buyer from buying a property that they like. That would never happen. Believe me, remember, this new tax code actually benefit a lot of people that makes a lot of money. So, they will find a way to deduct more expenses out of the personal taxes and still be able to buy a property that pays more than $10,000 every year. So I don't think, in general, this new tax code is not going to affect the industry at all, in my personal opinion. It's not going to affect the amount of sales, and it's not even going to affect the property from $900,000 to 1.3. It might happen for the next 3 months while people get used to the law, but overall, it's not going to affect the industry. And please pay very, 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 very attention to this, okay? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I do, and if you have any question, please give us a call or make me a comment. Tell me something that maybe I missed on this new code. Okay, I would like to hear you. I would like to see some comments. I want to see your opinion. Reply to this email. I would like to see what you think about this. Thank you for watching, and I see you guys next time.